Hi, good morning. This is Michelle with the Plant Medicine Path. And today we have got Sarah McFeeters on. She's going to talk a little bit about the grandfather, Wachuma. And then we'll tell you a little bit about a retreat that we've got coming up. So thank you so much for coming and talking to us, Sarah.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here, Michelle. So, my work with the grandfather started in around 2016, and I had gone to Peru around 2000 and worked with the grandmother. And there was one of the women who was our translator. At that time, more than the shaman, I connected with her, and she was an apprenticeship with 3 different shaman at that time. So when the calling came back to go back to Peru, I got a hold of her and I said, it's time to work with medicine again. And what do you offer? What do you suggest? And she shared with me how the grandfather, Wachuma, had just changed her whole life around. And also, she didn't see the exploitation and the different things that were happening in the jungle with the grandmother. So she didn't really want to work with that anymore. And so she invited us, a big group of us, to go up the northern coast where the grandfather Wachuma is just living all over the hillsides. It's everywhere. It's in people's yards. It's just wild, growing all over. And she introduced to us the culture of the Mochican people who were one of the first groups to work with the medicine. So we didn't just start working with the medicine, we got a feel for the people. She showed us. We went and explored the textiles that they used to make out of cotton, and it was this really well-rounded introduction to the medicine and to the people. And so I started, we during that trip, we worked with, I call it big medicine, where you know, we were really under the influence of the medicine in a good way.
Of
And
Wachuma?
yes, of Wachuma. And then we microdosed in between the times when we were using the big medicine. And I found my medicine. It's a gentle, happy medicine. You can walk, we toured museums when we were working with it. And we had some beautiful experiences out in nature with it. And so that was the introduction, and I kept working with it. And eventually, people started asking me to do ceremony. And we were in the process of building a death lodge here at Indigenous Roots, which is a center for education. And I also see clients and do healing work with clients. And we were building the Death Lodge to hold ceremony, to help people, to hold space for people to go really deep. And so the two just went hand in hand. And this is pre-COVID, and so like filling up the cabin with people doing medicine, and it was changing their lives. And primarily, what I witnessed in myself was if if something was misaligned, if something needed to be brought to my attention, there was a kind, gentle voice in my head saying, "This is what the truth is about this. You need to take care of this." Which raises this really beautiful point. I'll circle back around to that, but the medicine will show us things, but it's our responsibility to follow through and listen with the medicine. So the medicine had this important message. I had to uncomfortably follow through with something, but I knew I had to. The medicine was pushing me, and I did, and it helped clear up heavy, deep karma between my father and myself.
Mm.
So when I see people really working with the medicine, what happens is most times the medicine will show them at what place in their life they began to shut down. And usually that shutdown happens because it's self-preservation. There are these beautiful, rich, dynamic gifted humans, and to fit into this society, they have to squash that down, or they'll
Mhm.
be institutionalized, or, it's like life, it feels like life or death. So they
Mhm.
begin to shut down. And so the medicine just kind of helps us unwrap and peel those layers of who we're not, so we can rediscover our empowerment and really the dynamic humans. Like, when I say humans, I mean multifaceted human beings that we truly are.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the
Okay.
medicine, the Mayan pictograph for the medicine is a warrior chopping off the adversary's head. And that
Mm.
doesn't speak of a gentle grandfather, but what it does speak of is that the ego, the grandmother, like, spanks us hard, sometimes with our
Mhm.
egos and shows us our egos, but the grandfather does it in a really gentle way that for some people, sometimes you need that harshness of the grandmother, but sometimes you need gentleness.
Mhm.
And so it cuts off our ego and it puts us into our hearts.
Heart explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so the Wachuma itself, is it a cactus? What can you talk a little bit about what it is and how you brew it? How do you make it? Is it a tea?
It's a cactus.
Mhm.
And um,
Is it
you can
mescaline?
make, yes,
Yeah.
mescaline is the active psychoactive ingredient in it. And some people will be affected by that and have visions. And typically the visions are the earth breathing or trees
Mhm.
communicating. Like, it connects you to nature, and
Mhm.
you get to feel how you're a part of every living thing.
Yeah.
And also you can see the grid work and the colors, not like the grandmother, a little bit different. I've never had visions on it, and I've worked with some big medicine. I don't see things. I don't have the vision, but um, it. I work through knowing more.
Mhm.
And um, how it's produced. The medicine that I work with is a powder, and they despine the cactus. The mescaline is in the skin of the cactus, so they dry out the cactus and then they grind it all up.
Mhm.
And so I'll put it in water and then you drink it.
Mhm. And how much do you drink of that? How much do you serve?
So I don't work with the grams, and I wasn't taught that way. I do it by tablespoons, and um, it's usually 3 to 5.
Okay. And then it's you drink about a pint of this brew.
Yes. And sometimes it's not the easiest thing to drink just because of the consistency. If you work with plants, you expect, most of the plants are bitter, and the bitterness, it's not the flavor that is difficult, it's the consistency. So you just have to kind of keep adding water and just chug it down.
Mhm.
Within
Mhm.
about 45 minutes to 2 hours, sometimes 4 hours, it begins to work. And
Mhm.
it depends on how sensitive a person is. And one thing I wanted to mention, Michelle, is that pre-integration with this plant, this cactus, is so important. As soon as you start, like, as soon as people sign up to come, the plant will begin working with them. And so you need to set your intention immediately and start communicating and talking to the essence, the spirit of this cactus. And also dieta is also very important, just like working with, not as important in working with the grandmother, but it's still important.
Mhm. Mhm. And we
Um,
do have that information too.
okay, I didn't know if that was out there or not.
Yeah,
It's
no, but I'd love for you to just keep, chime in on it a little bit.
okay. The big ones are no pork and no alcohol. And the alcohol should be at least 3 days before consuming. The best would be a month
Mhm.
before working with the Wachuma. And all of these things are a sign of respect. And if we were going to meet with a esteemed elder, we would, and they asked us to do a certain, to behave in a certain way or to follow a certain diet, we would do that. And these are our esteemed elders, our ancestors, that when we go in a way that they invite us to go, they work with us in a deeper, more profound way. And so it's just respectful to yourselves and to the medicine to do that. Actually, no sex 2 3 days before, because it just, some plants, the grandmother's a very jealous plant. This plant not so much, but still that energy, you want your energy to come without somebody else's energy attached to it. You want your energy to come clear.
So, can you tell me why they call this one the grandfather?
Because it's like the loving grandfather that you just want to um, have him read you a story or sit by him and have him tell you a story. And for some women, that's a really difficult image. Some women hearing it called the grandfather, they're like, I have a real aversion to that. But we need to be exposed to loving male energy. And it's, I try to help women who've had bad experiences in their families. I try to help them work through that, because we need, I mean, it's such a safe plant. And once you work with it, the spirit, and this sometimes concerns people, but I'm like, the spirit of that plant is going to be with you forever. I microdosed a few weeks ago, and this last week I had 3 dreams, and I knew the grandfather was speaking to me because of the quality of the dream. So that the essence, the energy of that medicine is that once it's in you forever. And it's not the type of medicine that you have to keep taking all the time. It's, you have to listen to your intuition, and maybe 3 times a year you do big, I call it big medicine, and you do microdosing to help you peel the layers off. The microdosing with this medicine is highly effective for anxiety, depression, and again, just, peeling the layers of who we're not.
Yeah, and connection. So, I took a walk with the grandfather. Mark and I did about a month and a half ago, and that was my first experience with that medicine. And it was definitely profound. It was very gentle compared to ayahuasca. The mother, the grandmother, she really kicked my ass,
Yeah.
um, which was needed. And my ayahuasca experiences were beautiful. With that being said, my Wachuma experience was very gentle, very loving, and it did feel like you're sitting with the spirit of a grandfather. And for me, I was shown the group that we were with. I was shown everything that they were going through, their struggles, their personal struggles, in order to understand my own. I get really tearful because it was such a beautiful experience.
Mhm. Yeah.
To understand that we're all connected, and we're all one, and my mine is no more and no less than anyone else. And it was this incredible connection to nature, um, which I thought I was already pretty connected to nature. I was in Jackson Hole for the last 25 years, and now I'm here. But it was this incredible connection to everything, and this understanding that I'm also connected to it. So
That's
it
so
was a very healing
beautiful.
medicine. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing that so much, Michelle. And
Yeah.
when it makes me teary to see your tears, and to feel you. But that's what's going to heal our planet. It's us remembering that it's not just lip service, that we are truly and deeply connected to everything. So that kind of care and that kind of knowing is going to help us to clean up what we've been doing to the earth, and that's what's
Yes,
going to heal us all.
that
You
was
know,
it, especially that connection to Mother Earth and, you know, her pain. And it's very profound.
yes. I think
Very.
sometimes, you know, we need hit over the head by the 2x4 with the grandmother. But for me, it's like, and it sounds like you might be this way too. And for many people, like you need that softness and gentleness to hear the message, you know, to see the message. So I'm not trying to
Yes.
compare them. They both are powerful medicine, and both are
Yes.
needed. But
Yes, at different times and for different reasons, they're incredible medicines.
mhm.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the retreat that we've got coming up at the end of May. It's going to be at the Mandala House, Memorial Day weekend, the 27th through the 30th. And Sarah's going to be coming down. Can you tell us what Saturday is going to look like?
Sure. We're going to go around the circle and share introductions and intentions. And then I really want people to have the medicine in them at a certain early, so they can work with it all day, and hopefully they can sleep a little bit at night. And then we're going to make these a beautiful offering for Mother Earth and for the medicine that will burn during fire ceremony. Hopefully we can have one on Sunday. I saw the beautiful fire pit that Wendy has made us, or made for the center. And um, so we will begin with that. My role is to bring the medicine to the people and then step away and let the medicine work with the people. I don't interject myself into it unless somebody's looping or they need help clearing energy. I'll be right there. But I don't, you know, my job is to protect everyone. And so then my partner, Jerry, and myself will be having a pipe ceremony that we'll all share in. We won't share the pipe because of COVID, but we will share the prayers. And it's just like everyone will be involved in the pipe ceremony. And I'm a pipe carrier. I have an adopted Abenaki grandmother who has made me a pipe carrier. And we try to bring respect to the native people who lived on the land wherever we are, and honor them for allowing us that space and that place to hold ceremony. And because we're in the great Pachacudi now, it feels also important to combine the medicine, the North American and the South American medicine, the mind, the heart, the eagle, the condor, to bring cohesiveness and integration to those energies. So after that, I'm so excited. We're going to have live music, and
Yes.
we'll have
Yep. There will
silent.
be live music accompanying the journey on Saturday, which really enriches it.
And, you know, I'll kind of feel the energy if we need to go outside, or, you know, people want to be out. I have to kind of sense what the atmosphere and what the place is like. But people will be silent and just going into their own journeys. And then we're going to end in the evening, I guess, with a nice meal that Wendy will have prepared for us. And we'll start talking integration then. And then on Sunday, the plan is to have morning coffee, breakfast together, and discuss integration more. And also to do a fire ceremony where we burn the ofrenda and do an ancestral honoring and release ceremony. So that will be kind of our closing ceremony. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to come down and
We're
share with you all.
we're so honored that you're coming down. So excited to do this, and the retreat is start off. We're going to start with Cambo with Juju. Um, and then move into the blessings and whatnot on Friday night. A really delicious dinner, and then Saturday you've heard what's going to be happening. Sunday, with after the fire ceremony and integration, we're going to be offering just a day of solitude. There's a yoga, 5 acres of serenity. We're going to be offering microdosing of the watch as well as Cybin, which really goes beautifully with the with Chuma. And it's just going to be a day for integration and relaxing. And then Monday, we will have breakfast and part ways in love. And then the integration will be after that. We're not just going to send everybody on their way. So I think it's going to be a really magical weekend.
I do too. I'm so excited. And the Cambo itself too, that both those medicines work so well. All of those medicines work so well together, and the Cambo just really clears you, so you can go much deeper with the Wachuma medicine. And the Cambo, it kind of opens the blood-brain barrier, so it just sensitizes you and clears you. So the Wachuma will be it's powerful anyway. All of our work is so accelerated, and my teacher with the plant medicine is always saying, like, you don't need as much, because the medicine, it's working with us in such a deeper way now, but you're still going to have a lot of medicine available to you. I'm not saying you're not.
It does, and that the is such a beautiful medicine for any type of journey. It really clears you physically and spiritually and energetically, and to be able to receive whichever medicine you're taking. Anyway, it's a good start.
It healed me of COVID.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, Michelle.
You know, it did me. No, that's important. Cambo it's an incredible medicine, and those are done before. It is not a mind altering. It's not a psychedelic. It's a natural fire we did a few weeks ago. But it's incredible.
Thank you, and thank you, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Thank you too. You guys just get in touch with us about this retreat. The spots are going fast. We're keeping it really small and be intimate. So get into you in Pensacola.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you so much. Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.